Hello, how are you today? Today I'm going to talk about many people ask this question, how to forgive yourself and others, and why we have to forgive others and yourself. If you're not forgiving, what happens? So forgiving is the most important part of in our life. And things happen sometimes we say something or others say something, and we hold that resentment in ourselves, or other people are holding resentment against of ourselves. So how to forgive others and yourself? It's not about forgiving others, it's forgiving yourself. And it's everything to do with yourself actually. And it's very important to forgive. If you're not forgiving, what happens? So let's start with the forgiving. What is a forgiving? Forgiving means something happened, and maybe you have said something to other person, or other person said something to you, something you didn't like, or the other person didn't like. Whatever the reason is, your circumstances, whatever around your circumstances happened, and whatever that if somebody said something to you, or you said something to other person, and be holding that emotion in ourselves, and we are thinking about it again and again and again. And what happens, holding that emotion, it becomes a barrier to to move forward. Move forward means you're trying to move forward, but this emotion is not letting you to move forward. So that is a ball. That emotion is a ball for you to move forward. So until you going to remove that ball, that barrier, and then you can move forward. Otherwise, that emotion is still there, the feelings are still there, whatever has happened, and you're holding that. It's just like holding a hot coals, and you think other person will burn, or maybe other person thinks you will burn. So it's just the emotion. So we have to understand, we think as our thoughts, and thoughts are emotion. How we say things, how other people say things, or how we say things, it's just a thought and emotions. So, and that barrier is holding us back. So how, why is so important? Because that barrier, because that ball, this is the reason it's important to remove that ball, to remove that barrier. And people don't know how to forgive others. People don't know how to forgive yourself. And they're holding resentment for some type of years and years, and pass by, and we are still holding the resentment about other person or about yourself. And so whatever the reason is, yourself or others, and it's the same thing. So how can you remove that barrier? How can you remove that wall? And then you can move forward to in your life. You can do things, that barrier is holding you back. And because the barrier is holding us back, and sometimes that barrier can hold for so many things, because that emotion is so strong, and we cannot do the things we wanted to do. And so first you have to look at the emotion as your thoughts, as your feelings, and you have to look that first. It's very important. If you're not going to do that, and nothing going to change, because we are energy being. If the energy is still there, and it's going to be there forever, if you're not going to overwrite it or change it, and that the energy going to sit there for years and years. So to change that, first we have to acknowledge what is the emotion you are feeling, and toward yourself or toward others, doesn't really matter. As long as you have to know your emotion, how you're feeling about the situation, or you said something, or other person said something, and I'm going to ask you to write it down. All the negative emotions, write them down on the piece of paper. In emotions, in the feelings. Emotion means in the feeling you are feeling about that emotion, you have to describe every feeling. You're angry, you're upset, you hate that person, or you hate yourself, whatever the emotion you are feeling at the moment, yourself or other person. Write down everything. I am feeling bad, I'm feeling resentment, I don't like myself, or I don't like other person, whatever. Write everything in a negative. Whatever the negative comes in your mind, put it down on the piece of paper. This process is what I have learned with my testimonial. Is very important to do this process, what I'm going to ask you to do. Write all your negative emotion on the piece of paper. I am whatever your feelings are. Okay, so hopefully you're going to write it down, and it's a process, and it's important. Okay, it's a ritual. Okay, so what I have learned with my testimony, this is what I'm sharing with you. So write all your emotions, how you're feeling about other person or yourself in a negative. And now I want you to do on another clean piece of paper, I want you to write down how would you like to feel if you want to forgive yourself or forgive other person as a positive. How do you want to feel? Whatever you are feeling at the moment, about that resentment, that emotion about something, how you would like to experience and feeling as a emotion. So you have to write down whatever you have written as a negative. Now I want you to write down positive. If you're feeling angry, uh, you can write down opposite angry, you're peaceful or you're in harmony, and whatever your language is going to be as a positive. Do you want to feel? Of course, everybody wants to feel calm, everybody wants to feel happy, everybody wants to feel good about themselves, and as a positive, and